All right, the godly voice in my ear has told me that we're on to the run of Marathon Infinity with Aperture
メインテーマ。
Grills.
お、始まりますね。マラソン。
Okay. All right. Hi, I'm aperturegrillz. This is Marathon Infinity. This is a 1996 Mac exclusive first-person shooter made by Double-Lot and published by Bungie. It's the third in the Marathon trilogy. I'm going to be playing on Total Carnage, the hardest difficulty, and yeah, I'm just going to get started.
トータルカーネージ一番難しいやるっていう。
Okay. So,
で、まあ、内容は FPS のゲームだそうなんで 3D を気をつけてください。
kind of moody, but there's a secret switch behind that panel, that light panel. I'm stuck. Okay, I will have to restart this. Sometimes you just die, get stuck at the very beginning, but that's okay.
これはまあ大丈夫だそうです。これは死ぬの
Getting
は
out of this first room is like the first hurdle for doing attempts of this. For some reason, if you stand on this thing, the AI tends to just leave this room.
これはちょっと酔うよ多分。
But it's a safer way to exit. So yeah,
これは
behind that light
酔
panel,
いする人は見ない方がいいですよ。
ran through, which normally you have to run around and swim through a bunch of big sewage plants and stuff. So the plot of this game is incredibly complicated, but basically the universe is about to end, and in this terminal, we are entering an alternate timeline where the events of Marathon 2 did not happen, and we have different allegiances. So those 4 fighters that were just fighting us, now they're on our side, and we're fighting these enforcers. So we're on a,
でなんか4体戦ってるんで
who are the main antagonists of this game. They're alien slavers.
エイリアンか。
Yeah, the other 4 have mutinied on this ship against their masters, which you learn in all of these text terminals.
読むのが早すぎてついていけないよ。
Missed that quick shot on that switch, which opens the rest of the level.
ズームイン近いですよね。
The enforcers, the enemies in this level, are also the only 4 that happen to drop a weapon that you can use, which is this weapon I'm firing now.
でドロップしたウェポンで武器でまあ戦います。
So, I guess I should talk about the differences between. So we run this game on Kindergarten, the easiest difficulty, and Total Carnage, the hardest, much like Easy and Legendary and Halo.
で今また武器を弾薬を取ったのかな。
Do a jump on the next level. There's an easy and slow way to do this jump and a hard and fast way. I don't have enough health, so I think I'm just going to do the easy one. Hope I don't get hit here on the end.
これで回復できるそう。
So compared to the easiest difficulty, enemies fire faster. They're all their major version, which is why everything is.
今難易度の違いについて言ってますね。その
Jason Jones has liked purple stuff for a long time.
そういう感性はあるんだ。
That's why we need the assault rifle. And then I'm taking an unintended, well, not really unintended, but it's a secret exit off of this level. You're supposed to play the next level in co-op, so this is basically a multiplayer map. There's tons of ammo and weapons.
緑に光った時がアイテムを取ったみたいですね。
Using this to stock up for the rest of the first half of the game. I need 2 shotguns, a rocket launcher, and a specific number of rocket packs. There's some randomness here for speed.
まあロケランとか
the specific items we need are located around
まあ必要なアイテムを取って
and then there's the end. So here we're on Electric Sheep 1. There's 3 levels that have identical geometry named Electric Sheep 1, 2, and 3. So taking this exit off this one, I just skipped 6 levels of the game, and they're some of the hardest ones. If you've ever played this game casually, you'll remember the level Acme Station as being by far the most difficult level, and I don't even have to play it, so that's great. Now we're on to this level is supposed to be a dream.
何してるかわかんない。
The timeline we were in ended in failure, and the universe was destroyed again. So I have to snipe that switch that turns on these platforms, and then jump over here. A little platforming, and I'm going to take my second safety save here. Total Carnage is kind of difficult to beat without dying. My record does. I have completed this deathless.
お、ロケラン持ってますね。左利きなんだね。
Yeah. Expect me to die at least once.
ロケラン使ってジャンプしたみたいですね。
Okay, now once again the aliens are on our side. We're fighting against.
でまたエイリアンと戦ってエイリアン倒して戻ると。
Bobs are like the name of the.
でまた出てくるので戦う。
Taking these guys out and opening these first 2 doors, and then gonna save again because I can die really easily on this level, especially if I get
で
hit by
こ
one
の
of
難易度だ
those.
と死ぬのすぐ死ねるん
It
で
hit me once and it took out
気を
2/3
つけ
of the
てい
bar
く
of health.
そうです。
The lower left bar is my health. You can have up to 3x. I need to get my shotguns out. Yeah, you can dual wield shotguns in this game. It's great.
It's my kind of game right there.
まあ64が出
Yeah,
た頃です
actually,
からね。
Marathon 1, is
それ考えれ
tied
ば
with
それほ
Rising
ど
Triad
そこ
to
まで
the day.
驚
It
くことは
came out
ない
the
んじゃ
same
ない
day
で
as
す
the
か
first
ね。
first-person shooter ever to have dual wielding. Fun fact. So everyone will tell you, you know, Halo invented dual wielding, but they're wrong. But Bungie actually did invent dual wielding just a lot longer ago. So here I need to stay to the right side of this corridor to avoid more of those vac bobs spawning. And then I fall down here, which is a small shortcut. This T room can be a little difficult. What the hell? Sorry. I have literally never seen that enemy spawn there. I did not know it existed. Technically, it's on my side, but I shot it, so it was mad at me, so I had to dispatch it. So
今一発もらったな。
now that I shot that switch, I'm entering the last part of this level, and also the hardest part.
でスイッチをショットし
There's
て
a
次
chance
の
I
とこ
could
行き
die
ますと
here in these corridors. Gonna do a little grenade fly just to go faster.
でちょっと弾で撃った方が弾の反動の方が移動が早いそうな
Moving
んで
faster
さっきちょっ
tends to
と
make them not be as accurate at shooting you.
使いましたね。
Should be fine unless. Okay. Also, they have really hilarious voices.
基本ショットガンですねって最初言ってたんですけど今がそんな感じですね。ショットガンでご利用し
Now this is probably the most difficult level to complete.
ゴールデンアイよりちょっと古いかな。
without dying.
確かゴールデンアイ97とかじゃなかったっけ。
I can't really explain why, but the vac bobs are on our side now. Basically, we were working for an AI that's evil, and we've rebelled against him. If you read the terminals, it all makes sense. Actually, it doesn't make any sense. This game is famous for having a story that does not make any sense because we're basically playing through fragments of these failed timelines until we find one that's
まあ
successful.
時期的には似たようなものだと。
Just gonna go a little slow and clean these enemies up. That's another save. All right, so now, oh, hello. I really hope that these guys aren't in this corridor, but sometimes they will be. Also, those shots home, so I kind of have to lead them to one side of the corridor and then run
これ
around.
面白いのは
So
敵は
now, using the rockets,
敵は
this is why I picked up the rockets.
敵は
This is
3D じゃない
way
っていう
easier
と
than
ころで
running
すよ
over
ね。
that bridge. The bridge is probably, I used to run over the bridge and it was
その
literally
ステージ
the
内
scariest
容
part
は
of the run.
3D ですけ
Okay,
ど
this guy's got
敵
out of
は
the way, so I can take
2D で
the
表示されてるって
Hopefully
い
I
う。
survive this on the first time. Yeah, they're mad at each other now. That's great, because then I can just run by. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah, so I'll just restart and try this a little more safely. I'm gonna wait until
ちょっと死んじゃったからもっと安全に行くよって。
kill this cyborg.
サイボーグを倒して
Those fit. So those cloaked or wait, what? Oh,
ちょっと待ってなんかいるっつって。
Before hitting the switch, not after him. That's fine.
あスイッチを押し忘れたと。
Everyone knows that when you shoot a switch with a grenade, it does not blow up. It just activates. You know, typical.
でグレネードで撃たないと起動しないそうで
It's
す。
like Metroid, right? You just shoot doors to open them. Okay, I need to clean this room out because I need to recharge my health. And these enemies will kill me if I'm just standing there doing that. There's two ways to recharge your health in this game. One is using these
なんか Doom の初期は結構こういう感じでしたよね。
shooting at me. Please go away.
俺はやったこと
Also,
ない
yeah,
け
some of
ど。
them are invisible.
そう
Yeah,
そ
you
う
can recharge your health very slowly via these things, or you can recharge them instantly.
でもドット
via
が
these
よくできてると
one-time
思いますけど
cans.
ね見てる
So
と
I'm gonna
ね。
get a one-time can that takes me to 2x health after this. So the reason I came in this room earlier at the beginning of the level is if I come back in here now that this door is open and all of those cyborgs, those gray dudes, are still alive, it's really chaotic. So
この時代はコンシューマーの方が全然上だった時代ですよ。
Okay, so we're finally at the end of Faux Hammer. This is definitely the most, probably the biggest run killer. Not that there's really run killers for this game for marathon strats because there's so many saves. So there's a 2x can that
でもこんなにスムーズに動くのはねやっぱり
now we're on to Hang Brain. All of these levels have really interesting names.
まずいっすよ。
Supposedly
まずい
Hang
ですよ。
Brain describes an act that I will
隠
not
しの
describe
回
on
復を
stream.
取って
I don't know anything about that. So this level consists of shooting a lot of these switches or hitting these switches which open these big panels far away. And I'm using the rocket launcher to clear out all these enemies. Okay. Also, yeah, the hunters that I'm stuck in a corner. The big green dudes that are armored, when they are killed by certain weapons, they explode, and those explosions can hurt other stuff, so it's really useful to use that. Also, I didn't really explain yet. So that purple dude is a trooper. They have basically the same weapon as my assault rifle. They're by far the most dangerous enemies in the game, because from long range they'll spam grenades at you, which are pretty easy to dodge, kind of random. From close range, they will shoot you with this rapid fire hit scan weapon.
この武器遠距離だとすごい強いんですけど、遠距離はやっぱり弱いですね。画面見てない。で、グレネードでスイッチを起動しまして。
Also, I should mention, not only are these games physics always really floaty, but this is specifically a low gravity level.
これは多分慣れない人は気持ち悪いだろうね、すぐね。
So if you shoot enemies in the feet with grenades, they tend to fly in the air, and
で、飛んでる敵をグレネードで撃って狙撃してます。
So that's a great way to lock them down. Okay, there's another trooper there. I'm gonna need to deal with.
それでも処理しないと、まあ大変だと。
Also, my motion detector doesn't work in this level. Oh yeah, this game has a motion sensor. That's if you've ever played Halo, you probably recognize it.
ヘイローやってるとこの辺のシステムは理解していただけるんじゃないかなっていう。
We're supposedly destroying an AI. I did hit everything, right? Just making sure. Okay, we're good. So I'm gonna go back and use that same save again, and now we get to go to the attic of this level.
同じセーブポイントに戻って。
I have a strat 4 that makes it pretty easy. It's just a little random. There's a bunch more of these fit the cloaked guys, and they're homing shots.
そうですね、2本分でしたね。
Or yeah, that can happen. Okay, I'm actually fine. I think. Rip Bob.
Rip Bob.
Yeah, that's the voice of Doug Zartman. He, a Bungie employee. Oh, that's not a weapon that can punch that. Destroy that. Okay. All right, so I have little enough health here. This is Electric Sheep 3. So
過去の配信見てもらったら。
I have little enough health here that I need to take some backup health. Because cruelly enough, the next level is going to spawn me underneath lava. So I will just straight up die if I continue without that. So it costs a few seconds, but it's okay. Also, I need to be really careful. On Total Carnage, these tick enemies all spawn as a version that blow up violently when killed. It takes out like most of a bar of health. So in record attempts, I take these stairs really fast, but I really don't want to fall off. That would be great. So like I said, I'm under lava. Getting on that as it rises just to grab some extra ammo, even though I really don't need it, because I'm waiting for this giant door to open. So it
その補充できる場所を隠しじゃないのかな。
That's fine. So this level is also supposed to be a dream. We just had another failed timeline, and it's what you're intended to do is like hit a bunch of switches that open various or that raise various parts of the skywalk, but they decided it would be too mean if they just killed you every time you fell in the lava, so they teleport you. And so I just have a
でもやっぱり走り方が基
fall
本
in the lava
あれだよ
and
ね
get teleported, so I
斜め
advanced
走
to
り
the
だよ
map
ね
rather than going backwards.
このゲーム
So hopefully I can kind of fly over here. I actually sort of went too far.
あ、
But
グレネードでジャンプできるの
fine. And then end up here. Small time save using the rocket launcher to get over onto that platform. All right, we're good. Cool. So, all right. Now we're on to Envy, the last chapter of the game. We've been imprisoned.
Last
lost all our
chapter
weapons and equipment. This level called By Committee is also, I mean, it's not that difficult, but oh, that's the wrong way. There's some randomness in which spawn you get. There is support for up to 8-player co-op in this game, and so every level has 8 spawn points.
あ、うまく近いとこ行ってあれだね、引きつけて攻撃させて逃げてるね。
They're spread apart in such a way that some of them save time compared to others. So I just stood in front of that staircase so that these enemies would come down so I can run around them. Because all I have is my fists right now, and I don't really want to fight them with just my fists.
ストーリー属性なんで
Yeah, so Cody Miller,
今当たってないだろ。
some infamy in the Halo speedrunning community, actually routed and ran this game in 2005, and I used the basic shell of his route, including specific routes through these rooms to get these enemies to wake up and then, and then get out of the way. So I'm gonna use this assault rifle I just picked up to jump here. Normally you're supposed to take a teleporter over there, but it's a little slower. And then hopefully this U-shaped room goes smoothly. Actually, going through.
これはまあ見ない方がいいと思いますよ。大丈夫な人はいいですけど。結構動き早いんで。
Shoot this guy a few times just so he's stunned, doesn't get in my way. I'm taking this safety save for marathon safety. Dying at the end of this level otherwise costs a lot of time. It's very possible. So the actual goal of this level is to go into this tower and go down to the basement and smash 2 switches. I'm going to do that now.
ですね。
And you have to basically go
申
all
告
the
時
way
間
back to the
30分
beginning.
ですから。
Back to where I got the assault rifle, which is pretty close to the beginning.
すげえショートカットしてんな、降りるのに。
Smash 2. Okay. And now we have to go back up these stairs that I just fell down. These guys can sometimes be annoying, but I can just
でまた階段登って。
either kill them or just grenade them in the feet to get them out of my way. No.
結構あれが邪魔らしいです。敵を普通の人型よりも邪魔らしいんで、ちゃんと倒してるっていう。
Okay, these are fake bobs. They blow up when they get close to you, and they hurt a lot. So I'm cleaning them up. Okay, this is not what I want. So what I want to have happen is have these 2 cyborgs end up in the center of the U-shaped corridor, or come all the way out. Yeah, either way. That works too. Now they're mad at each other. I'll just kind of let them clean up.
あ、金庫ってこっちから来たのかな。
Away from the door. All right. Perfect. Okay.
おお。
I'm at little enough health that I'm going to take backup health.
またバックアップヘルスで補充できるところで補充するそうです。
So, grab some ammo, which I need for the rest of the game. And then the backup health, instead of going to the end terminal.
俺もわかんない。見たままを言ってるだけだけど。
And hopefully, okay.
Oh,
never mind. I'm not taking the backup save. I have another one on the next level. It's not too far away. So that's the end of by committee. Now we're on 1,000 slimy things. Watch it. Get him. He's a traitor. That's a good question. Okay. So. Hold on. I need to take an intentional death here. Because I'm playing on the Windows version, it has a bug that you can't actually beat the game single segment without loading any saves. Usually I run on a more recent build, but... Oh, right. Forgot to mention. So I said this is a Mac exclusive. Right. As a typical chunk coming up here, and then after I do that, I'll explain.
何してんのこれ。何その登り方。
That's pretty hard to get right because of the current. So yeah, I'm not playing on a PowerPC Macintosh. I'm playing on Windows because they open sourced the code and licensed the other stuff for this game, the assets for this game. So you can play this for free. It's called Aleph1. The port is, and yeah, it adds. Hardware rendering support and some other stuff. So here,
なんかバトルフィールドみたいなね FPS が。
This is once again a level where I'm against the bobs. I'm killing them all. Okay,
少し落ちるからさ。
I need to go over there. Come on. There we go. So you are not supposed to do this on this level. This is way faster than the intended route. You're supposed to go through and hit tons and tons and tons of switches that open various parts of a.
Move it out.
We should be good. Yeah, God, I love that voice acting. You're supposed to run through this really long attic section after having hit tons of switches that open various parts of it. But you can just jump across the edge of the level and get all the way to the basement without doing any of that. I mean, it saves over 2 minutes. Let's make sure no one's going to kill me.
これで2分短縮で
There's
き
some
る
random
って。
spawns that can sometimes happen in this area.
お、3本目が出ましたね。
That's the end of this level. All right, now I don't want to jinx myself, but I've basically done every hard thing in the game. The rest of it is pretty much a gimme. This level is extremely short. You just shoot
よ
that
くあれを
through the
ピンポイン
window
トすぐ打つな。
Okay, let me make sure. Okay, this is my last grenade, so I have to make sure not to use it before I need it, because otherwise I have to do a long jumping puzzle instead of
あ、使い切んないといけないんだね、これ。
do a grenade jump. So this level you're supposed to hit these 4 switches in these 4 identical rooms. That's the last one.
で、スイッチを4つつけたんで、
Here and jump.
で、ジャンプして。
Yeah, the last level, or the last real level that I played on Kindergarten, the easiest difficulty, you only take half damage from every source, so doing that little swim in the lava is a lot less dangerous. You usually come out with a lot more health, so you can, instead of killing all of the faraway bobs on the ledge so that they don't hurt you, you can just like go over and ignore them. It's great. Also, this is longest level in video game history. It's over. Okay, you can read some donations now, because this is, I just have to wait here.
何やってるか分からん。
Show those lights who's boss.
Yeah. So this level is called "You Think You're Big Time, You're Gonna Die Big Time."
These are some fantastic names.
Oh, they're great. So I'm out of grenades, which kind of sucks because I need to wake those guys up. That worked.
集団率が悪いね、やっぱり。
So the point of this level is you're supposed to be in this like, you know, arena, and all of those enemies are looking down at you while you are supposed to get pummeled by these super-powered gray variants of every enemy we've encountered up to this point. But I'm not gonna fight them all. I'm just gonna fight these gray fighters, and nice. That was cool. I love these. This game's weird physics. Okay, so we picking up a chip. One of them drops. That's the reason why I even waited for them, and then just use a rocket to blow ourselves over here. So yeah, we're really sticking it to Tycho by not playing his little game. This is the last level of the game, by the way, so time is coming up when I teleport off of it. The reason why I waited around to get that chip is because this is a level where you have to put 2 chips in slots, and because they never intended for you to be able to bring chips from the previous level onto this one, you can do it a bit faster than intended by just putting it in there right behind the hunter. Now we take this elevator to go grab another one. Also, cool use of Marathon's ability to overlap polygons. This is a 2.5D engine game, much like Doom, but it does allow for 5D space, as it were, things overlapping each other. And so they use that to make some pretty complex maps. Okay, so time is coming up when I read this terminal.
もうすぐ終わりだって。
Time.
で、ワープして出て終わりだそうです。
Nice work, Aperture. It looks like you got 22-21.
22-21. Okay, that's pretty good. Considering I had a couple deaths and just played a few things safe. My record is a 19-23, and that's deathless. So they told me I could let this ending screen play out because there's a pretty interesting message at the end of it. It takes like maybe a minute. So while I'm waiting for this, I'm not going to.
よくわかんないまま終わったね。
Really makes you think. But I just like to give a shout out to TBCR. He's my main competition in this game. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here to help commentate, but yeah, he's done a lot of work routing and running all 3 games in the Marathon trilogy, and he currently has the record on Kindergarten in Marathon and Marathon 2 Durandal. They're all fun speed games. 1 and 2 are a bit longer than this game. Shoutouts to the rest of the Marathon Speedrunner Discord, which is extremely small but very active. And to Cody Miller for running this game in 2005 when no one had really ever tried it.
I've got a sizable donation to read if
All
you
right,
want.
yeah, go for it.
From $477.77 from Durandal. Says, yeah, you can clap. Go ahead.
外人でもストーリーわけわかんない。
Says, are you even reading my terminals? You seem to have this impression that your superior organic human intelligence is capable of stopping a galactic cataclysm on its own. If you don't need me, then maybe I should go back to being Durandal the airlock operator. I normally punish insubordinates by teleporting them into space, but as you are currently moving too fast to get a beacon lock, I'll just tell you to be careful around airlocks from now on. Still rampant Durandal.
Very nice. Yeah. Durandal is the AI in this game that directs most of your actions, and he is rampant, which is a concept anyone who's played Halo 4 would be familiar with. He controls most of the events of Marathon 1 and 2, and in this game, you know, you're trying to avert the end of the universe so that he can
惑星ロボンでの戦いの後、ボブたちはプフォールの輸送船を奪って地球へ帰ってしまい、主人公はまたもデュランダルに連れられて新たに奪ったプフォールの戦艦クッファイバー。デュランダルはロジナンテと解消で宇宙を旅することになった。ロボンでの戦いに劣勢を強いられたプフォールは最終兵器タリジウムを使用し、ロボンはその衝撃波に飲まれるとデュランダルに作られた主人公に選択肢じゃなかった。で、デュランダルと主人公は、夏の宇宙ステーションに足されていて、身動きが取れない。で、状況がわからないけど、今はとにかく脱しなきゃいけないっていうのがストーリーだそうです。わけがわからん。
Super Meat Boy Forever, a follow-up to the indie mega hit Super Meat Boy by Team Meat, is coming in 2018 for Steam, consoles, and mobile devices. If you want to check out updates for that, Super Meat Boy, I could not recommend it more. Follow them on Twitter at Super Meat Boy. And if you want to check out their website, it's www.supermeatboy.com.
マラソン行き話聞いてると本当にファルシのルシがパルスのルシがコクンしてパージするんでしょ。話がわからなすぎる。サマーセール終わったんじゃない？もうまだやってるか。ダダンダン。
All right, we got a couple more donations while we're waiting here. Flibit with $57.77 says, I bring games to the Mac for a living, so what better time to donate than during Marathon? I will donate $777 at the next GDQ with Marathon in it if the runner manages to do it on a PowerBook G3 or lower. That's asking a lot. Chairbear with $100 says, Frog Blast the Vent Core, donating for a good cause and for old school Mac gaming love. I think the first games I ever played on a computer were on a Mac. All right, looks like we're ready for an interview. We've got
インタビューの時間です。
Summer Games Done Quick 2017. I'm Proto Magical Girl. I'm here with Azure, who later today will be running the Talos Principle All sigils. So, Azure, I was watching you practice this to get an idea of what I was coming into for this interview, and the first thing that stood out to me was the Tetris puzzles. Now, most of you who know me know I love Tetris, and I'll be playing Tetris later tonight. But what I want to know is what other kinds of puzzles are in this game, and for the speedrun, does it matter, or do we just skip all of them?
So the Tetris puzzles are actually pretty interesting because while they are kind of a core part of the gameplay, collecting all these Tetris blocks, the actual uses of them are fairly limited, especially in the speedrun. We're going to skip a bunch of the Tetris puzzles. But basically what we're doing is we're unlocking different things, either new levels or new unlocks, using these Tetris pieces. So the Tetris pieces themselves are behind the main meat of the game, these big kind of 3D environment puzzles, kind of similar to Portal, but instead of like the kind of sterile lab environment, you've got like kind of ruins or ancient Egypt or something familiar to like Serious Sam players. As far as what we're actually going to be doing, as far as solving those puzzles or skipping them, there are 129 sigils and stars together, which is the all sigils category. Out of those, depending on the route you do, between 4 and 7 are solved correctly. The rest are going to be skipped or broken.
スーザンボイル
Okay, and what other kinds of puzzles can we look forward to during this run?
Okay, so like I said, it's kind of similar to Portal. You've got, you know, your simple connecting a laser to something to power something, or bringing down power using a jammer. But they all work in kind of this complex way to make a bigger picture. Like the sum is greater than its parts. So you have a bunch of simple mechanics coming together to make these bigger puzzles. But what I'm going to be doing is using these mechanics in a slightly different way than what they're intended. Mostly to get on top of walls, do some platforming, and launch myself into space.
Oh, nice. So you talk about platforming. What kind of, besides what you just mentioned, what kind of movement tech can we look forward to in this run?
Okay, well, the game is generally supposed to be played mostly on the ground. Jumping is not required for most things, and when it is, there's kind of a game assistant helper, little 2 pairs of footprints that'll jump automatically to where you are. I'm going to use those occasionally, but mostly I'm going to be doing some free platforming, running along walls, jumping over gaps, doing a lot of stuff that I'm not generally supposed to be able to do, kind of, you know, just like any other speedrun.
And I know it's a PC game from an era where a lot of games like this were coming out, and this era had kind of a particular design to it that seems to lend itself today with speedruns to a lot of sequence breaking and glitches. So how much of that are we going to see during this run?
Oh yeah, there's going to be tons of sequence breaks and glitches. For people familiar with, like I said, Serious Sam games, Talos is on the Serious engine, which allows you to move very, very fast just on default settings, and that speed allows you to make some jumps and, you know, cross some gaps that you normally wouldn't be able to do in normal play. So there's speed settings. Obviously, I'm going to play on the fastest setting. I'm going to have a sprint enabled pretty much at all times. I'm going to be kind of zooming through levels, just like that.
Okay, cool. So I have just one last question. So I know Talos isn't the only game you run, and you seem to run a lot of these puzzle games. So what draws you to all of these games with this kind of similar core?
Well, it all kind of comes back down to Portal. I think Portal was the first puzzle game that I really sped run did. People will debate the past tense over and over again. But I remember speedrunning Portal like before I actually streamed, just like using the stopwatch on my phone to time myself and getting just barely under 17 minutes. So, and what I especially love about speedrunning puzzle games is that a puzzle game generally has no replay value. You'll play it once, and then if you try to go through again, you've already solved all these puzzles, so you don't really have anything for it. So, you know, what's one way to enjoy a game that you love again and again? Well, you can speedrun it, try to push your time down. So I've really always appreciated that about puzzle games in particular.
All right, very cool. Well, there you have it with Azure. I'm Proto Magical Girl. Azure will be on stream after Prince of Persia, I believe, playing the Talos Principle. Look forward to that. And now we're going to throw back to the front as we get ready for the Prince of Persia Sands of Time by Henejo.
All right, thank you very much. We're getting ready here for Prince of Persia Sands of Time with Henejo. And the buttery voice in my ear says it's time to go. So let's take it away. Sands of Time, Henejo.